Ladies and gentlemen, broadcasting live from the Dallas, Fort Worth area. Welcome to the Point Blank Experience, where there's real talk from a point blank perspective. When it comes to Rod, there is no faking and shaking. He only knows how to be one way, and that is 100% real. While you're enjoying the show, you may want to call or text a friend and invite them over, because we're about to have a whole lot of fun up in here. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show, and let's get real, baby. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. You know what time it is.
Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. Man, I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la.
Enough of all that. Welcome to the Point Blank Experience, baby. I am your host that sometimes does the most. My name is Rod, and on this channel, we have two simple philosophies. It's real talk from a point blank perspective, and it's more than a YouTube channel, baby. It is an experience, and you're going to see tonight what I mean when I say it's an experience. Coming to the screen tonight, we have two lovely people I had the pleasure to meet on the Meet and I cruise that was hosted by Anwar and Meet. We have my boy Brian, we have my sister Lavisha, and I can tell you I'm very excited about this interview conversation. And before I get started, please do me a favor. If you have a question, make sure you put some type of emoji. You can put a microphone, you can put a fish, you can put a frog. I don't care. Just put something in there so I'm able to recognize the questions as we go through this. And before I go any further, I am broadcasting from the Dallas-Fort Worth area, baby. Arlington, Texas, to be exact. Home of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm not a fan. Don't trip. And if this is your first time here, let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me know. You don't have to say the city or state in case somebody is looking for you. You could just say the area north, south, east, west, Pacific Northwest, northeast. I don't care. Just let me know where you're tuning in from, baby, because I came up with a new slogan not long ago. And it's already happening, but I just thought I'd add it to the channels. It's a global presence. As you saw from the screen before I started, the passcode for success on the Points Blank Network, and that is Points Blank Travel, Points Blank Finance, the Points Blank Experience, Points Blank Clips, is 247-365. It's not an ATM PIN number. It's not a credit card number. We stay grinding 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And before I jump and bring them up on the screen, let me say one thing. And I just saw it today. But I'm proud to announce that your boy got that magical email. The magical email would have been I hit the lottery, but that didn't happen. But second best thing is your boy just got invited to the YouTube partnership program on Point Blank Experience. Ooh, do y'all know what that means? Your boy about to put it down. But anyway, we got 13 real homies in the crib, 13 real homies. Man, these comments already jumping off. Man, oh boy, this is about to be on point. Now, I talk to every guest prior to bringing them on this channel, and I already have 100% mad respect, mad love for this couple. So what I need y'all to do right now is buckle up, get ready. I used to write them down, but your boy got a little sophisticated, and now I put them on my iPad. I got a whole lot of questions for them. And if you have questions, make sure y'all get ready. And without any further ado, let me make sure they're ready, because your boys stay ready. If you stay ready, you got to get ready, baby. Y'all ready? All right. Let me go ahead and unmute their mics. Let them I'll go ahead and do it. They're going to probably unmute your mic. And once you do that, I'm going to click and go ahead and add y'all to the stream. And without any further ado, we have Brian, LaVisha, locked in with the Wilsons, baby, up in this thing. What's going on, fam? What's going on?
Hello.
What's up, big homie?
I don't know, big homie. I can't call you little homie. What's happening? How y'all doing today? How y'all doing?
We're doing all right. Ready for this interview? Always ready to kick it with you.
I got a nap already, so I'm good.
Oh, well, I'm glad you took a nap, because you might need it messing with me.
I know.
I'm sure me and Edward warned you, but we ain't gonna be here too long, y'all. We ain't gonna be on here too long. So as I start each and every interview that I do, and I'm gonna give y'all the spotlight. I ain't gonna move contrary to belief. I'm gonna sit my butt right here. But I need y'all to tell everybody a little bit, not too much, because I got these questions, but tell everybody a little bit about Locked In with the Wilsons, please.
So Locked In with the Wilsons, we've been married for going on 28 years. So a lot of travel, a lot of experiences, as we're talking on Point Blank Experience tonight. Experiences with military. We were both dual military in the Army.
3 kids.
Just everything we do, we try and do together. And one of the things, somebody asked me about it at work today, or she asked me, so are you comfortable? I say, you're never comfortable. If you're comfortable, I think it's time you quit. So we're always trying to move on to the next thing, figure out something good for us. Our big thing with our channel is just travel, whether it be cruise, destinations, resorts, whatever the case may be. So we're trying to be outside.
That's it. I think you summed it up pretty good. I'll let him get into the questions and we'll get into more.
Oh, I'm going to get into them questions, boy. Y'all have no idea. I'm going to get into them questions. And y'all, if y'all see me doing this, I'm just greeting the guests that are coming in when I pull up the comments. If you see me doing this, it's probably to a homie. But I want to, and this it was a question, but y'all answered the question. I want to take the time right now. And I know LaVisha and I had a brief conversation, and I'm going to get into that a little bit later. But I want to thank y'all for y'all's service. Dual military Army. I am a Navy veteran. It don't matter. But when you serve the country and you put your life on the line to defend others, I want to take the time right now. Now, I ain't got no Navy hat on, and Navy guys don't salute inside, but I want to take the time right now to salute both of y'all. A formal salute, not none of this stuff, but a formal salute. So thank y'all so much. So, y'all, I got to tell y'all, we're going to get right into this here, man. I just shared this with them. I wasn't supposed to, but I did. Y'all, I'm a little slow at times, man. And I ain't gonna lie, I thought Locked In with the Wilsons mean pay attention to them, locked in with them. You know, watch me. I didn't know it was because they run around here with locks. Man. I was watching the video. I feel so stupid. I'm glad. Hey, don't y'all tell nobody, but I'm glad I didn't share this with them on the cruise. Well, I wish I would have. Now I'm sharing it with the world. So what made y'all get locks? I mean, now, have y'all had locks for a while? Have you always had locks? What made y'all do this?
You gonna give yours? Oh, well, yours was kind of, you were before me.
So mine actually had a significance to it. Being that I was in the military, you know, a lot of people look at me now and they don't realize that. But the thing about it is, I had a son that decided to grow locks at one point. Told him, just because you decide to grow locks doesn't mean you do nothing to your hair. So I decided to grow my locks out to show him how to maintain his locks, first of all. But secondly, because of my job, unfortunately, the higher and higher and higher you go in some things, the less and less representation we have of us there. And one day, I decided to grow my hair out, came in, my boss asked me about it, and I told him, I said, you know what, the thing is, you respected me 2 weeks ago. You respected me a year ago. What has changed because I locked my hair up? And he was like, absolutely nothing. And I said, my goal, even though I think it's kind of, there's no real way that you can say it comes to a close when you had issues like Colin Kaepernick trying to fight for police brutality by kneeling for the flag and other things. I said, I think it's a good thing, but I don't think he can justify saying I hit my mark. And with my hair, it was almost the same thing. I said, because you respected me, when you see somebody out there, and it's selfish, but because you see them with locks, doesn't mean that they're a felon, doesn't mean that they're not taking care of their kids, doesn't mean they have 5,000 kids around the street, doesn't mean they're up to no good, doesn't mean they're doing nothing in society. So even though it's only 1 or 2 people that may impact, I want to change that narrative about the hair in the workplace, because we should be allowed to be ourselves to a certain degree. So that was my 2 real reasons for growing my locks out.
Hold up, bro. Hold up, sis. Brian made me sweat a little bit with that one. All right, I'm back.
Yeah.
Lavisha, I mean, was it the natural thing? Was it tired of the perms, or?
Actually, I had been natural for, Camille was maybe a year old when I went natural. So probably about 10 years, my hair had been natural for a while. And I had just got to the point where during the pandemic, we were at home, and I had actually wanted to lock my hair when I went natural, but I wasn't ready to commit to it. So while we were home during the pandemic, I was like, okay, well, you know what? I'm at home. I'm not going anywhere. I can go through that transition phase here and do what I want to with it. So let me try something else. And if I don't like it, I'll just do another big chop and start over and do something else. So I just twisted mine up on my own, and I locked it myself and just wanted to see what was going to happen with it. And I loved it. I fell in love with it. And I think I've been locked for maybe 2.5 years now. Right at 2, about 2 years now.
So you did all that in 2 years?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, right. I didn't cut my hair off. I just did 2-strand twists. If it, the natural people will know what I'm talking about. So I just twisted it up and just let it go, and it just locked. And every time I would wash it, I would retwist my roots and just until it got to the point. I probably just started letting somebody else touch it maybe 6 months ago, and I don't like other people's hands in my head, so I'm back to doing it myself.
So Brian, how long have you had your locks?
Beginning of 2019.
Okay. So 4 years, 2 years. Okay. And just so y'all know, when I ask my questions, I might be on locks 1 minute, I might be on the military the next minute, I might be on cruising. I don't like nobody predicting my questions, so I'll be all over the place. And when I do that on purpose, because I like to keep my own self on my toes. So how did but I do want to say, I got to pull up this here. Hey, thank you, evolving with Etta. She said, hey to the Alliance and everyone in the chat. In case y'all don't know, the Alliance is the family that I roll with on YouTube. And we do have part of the Alliance in here with Meet and I. And I want to thank each and every one of y'all for coming in here tonight. You could have been anywhere tonight. You could be watching Netflix. You could be watching Hulu. You could be eating a burger at Sonic somewhere, but you chose to be here with your boy Rod and Brian and LaVisha from Loc'd In with the Wilson. So I thank each and every one of y'all. Much love. Now, so how did y'all meet, man? How did y'all meet?
You gonna give your version of my version?
Whoa. Why is it always two versions? It was two people, one place. It's always you want to get. I'd have heard this. How did y'all meet?
I'm giving the truth.
He stalked me in chemistry class at UAB in college.
So that's that's University of Alabama, Birmingham. Okay. Yes. So he stalked you. Wait, what you mean he stalked you? Was he like was binoculars in the window? What you mean he stalked you?
He pretended like he was trying to start a study group so he could get everybody's name and number and get it on a sheet of paper. And he stopped the study group list once he got my name and number. The rest is history.
Oh man, that's pretty dope right there. I wish I'd have thought about that back in the day. So go to college. Hey, y'all didn't get this. Don't y'all get in trouble and go say you heard this on my channel. I ain't saying this. The Wilson said this, what they did. But just go get everybody's number in the classroom and you're going to eventually get the one you really want.
No, it was probably.
So, Brian, what's your version here?
It was probably 5 or 6 of us. It was probably 5 or 6 of us. And that's kind of right on point.
So, what class was you a freshman when you did that? I know you couldn't have been no junior or nothing.
No, we were both freshmen.
No, we were sophomores.
Sophomores,
yeah. That was chemistry class.
Well, that's a good class to do it in because ain't nobody paying attention to chemistry. So that was a good class to do it in. So y'all, now I like to pay attention. Y'all met because Brian was stalking you in college, the chemistry class as freshmen. So where are y'all both originally from? Where y'all originally from?
The great state of Alabama.
Yeah, we're both from Alabama.
Yeah, because y'all threw me out with a video where y'all sailed out of Virginia. I thought y'all still lived in Alabama.
No. We've been in Virginia for what, 10 years now?
Is it 10?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Coming up on 10 years. So I'm from Birmingham. She's from a small town just north
of Mobile.
Yeah,
it's
north of
Jackson,
Jackson, Alabama. I think there's a Jackson in every state. So
yeah.
I grew up in Arkansas, and I always say that I grew up 86 miles southeast of Little Rock. Let a brother or sister go figure that out. Go figure that one out. And if you could tell me, you could pinpoint that, then I'll tell you exactly where I'm from. So y'all grew up in Alabama, and now y'all in Virginia. How long have y'all been in Virginia?
Just right at 10 years.
Yeah, almost 10 years.
Now, was it a transition going from the south of Alabama up to the Virginia area? Was it a big transition?
Because of military,
yeah.
Not really hard to transition at all. Big thing for us is we just knew that jobs were in this area, especially for the federal government. Wanted to come up here. We actually came up here for spring break one year. Mm-hmm. Didn't plan anything for spring break for the kids, and we decided to come to DC one year. And we knew that the museums were all free, so we were like, okay, we can hit the museums up. All we need is a place to lay our heads. You know, we can grab a sandwich or whatever, but we can go to each museum and hit them up. Came up here, did that, fell in love with the DC area, and went back home. And within what?
A year, probably
less than a year, we were both up here working.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Now I had this later on in my questions, but Meet and I say, hey, cousins. I got a cousin, y'all, and that's coming from Boston, and the Meet and I because Vernon actually met a only blood cousin that she know, and Adrian. So LaVisha, how did it feel when you found out that Meet from Anwar, from Meet and I, that Meet was your actual cousin? How did you feel about that?
It's actually kind of funny because as soon as I saw her on one of their videos, we were laying in bed and I was watching one of their videos from Sipping with Me, Meet and I one night. And I looked at him, I was like, she has got to be. I said, she looks so familiar. She's got to be. And he was like, you think everybody your cousin. I was like, Brian, you know how big my family is. I have a huge family. And I looked at her and I knew. I was like, okay. I said, okay, well, keep laughing at me when you say that. And the very next day, that was in August. Yeah, it was in August, and they were doing the videos every day on Sipping with Meat and I for they were doing different drinks every day. And the very next day, Anwar did the Alabama, what was the drink called?
What an Alabama Slammer, was it?
Yeah, it was Alabama Slammer. And he said, this is a shout out to it. He started naming all these, and my wife is from this small town in Alabama, and y'all probably never heard of it, so I'm just going to give a shout out. Nobody probably ever hear these parts of Alabama, so I'm going to give them a shout out.
And he said it wrong.
And he said it the way that people like jokingly say it. And if you say it that way, you know that somebody either from there, they know somebody that's from there, or you're related some kind of way. So he said, shout out to, he said, cha 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 cha. That was the way he said. I was like, wait a minute, what does he know? I was like, I said, and as soon as he said that, I said, I told Brian, she is related to me. I know that. I said, there is no way he can name all those little small towns and not know somebody from there. And so when he did that, I think I reached out to them on, was it on Instagram? I can't remember how I reached out to him. No, in the comments of that video. And I was like, I'm from that Chop Chop Club. The way he said, I said, what do you know about Chop Chop Club? And he's like, my wife is from there. And I was like, oh my, I said, I think we're related. And we started talking about back and forth. And I was like, okay. And I was like, well, and so we exchanged phone numbers or something. I don't know how we exchanged phone numbers without, it may have been Instagram. And we exchanged phone numbers, and then they called, and I think we talked for like an hour. And I was like, okay, let me see if I can pinpoint how we're related. And so, because like I said, my family is huge. My dad, on my dad's side, my dad has 11 siblings, and my mom has 12 siblings. And so my grandmother and Meat's grandfather, her great grandfather, they're siblings. And that's how we're related.
Boy, y'all go way back. You know, my daughter did one of them, what you call them things, ancestors.com. My youngest daughter had some woman reach out to me out the blue. Tell me, hey, we cousins. I said, man, we ain't cousins. and boy, it was late at night too. I couldn't wait to call my daughter next morning. I say, hey, Asia, what you doing, man? You got something to me talking about we cousins? Oh, Daddy, I meant to tell you. I was well, you and her can be cousins. Me and her ain't gonna be cousins. And it turned out we were related. I ain't heard from the lady since. I think I made her feel bad. But y'all don't blame me. I'm sorry. So y'all been married over 28 years. Y'all said that, correct?
It'll be 28. Yeah, this year.
I wouldn't have never imagined that. And I'm gonna say right now, man. Hold up. You know, they say I know if you scratch your left hand, you got a letter. If you scratch your right hand, you're getting some money. What happened if you scratch your left eye? Do that mean I'm about to be married 28 years? I don't know.
I'm a long time not 20.
Man, first of all, salute.
Thank you.
Have y'all ever gone to bed mad at each other? Like just mad, just like don't say nothing to each other?
Yes.
Now, I forgot to tell y'all, I start off on 250 degrees, then I turn the heat up a little bit. So, I mean, I ain't trying to start no argument now. Y'all can say,
no. We'll keep it real. Yeah. Yes.
Let
me say this. He's a Cancer, and I'm a Sagittarius. Those are some strong signs, strong emotions, and stubborn. We're both stubborn.
So who be the first one to give in?
It depends.
It depends. Yeah, it depends.
It depends on what the argument is. See, for me, I like to have my space on some stuff. Editing a video. Yeah. You know, I like to edit the video, do all of that. I don't need to hear, oh, you gotta watch this video. Oh, let me show you this. I saw this on Amazon. I saw it. I'm like, hey, let me. And then it goes from there to 10. And when that happens, yeah, I have to be the first person to come back and apologize because I'm like, it didn't need to escalate that high.
But I'm gonna tell you something, Brian. But first of all, I do want to thank. Hey, we're gonna have a quick second of silence for the like button. Make sure y'all smash that like button in my live streams. I will say ring the doorbell. Sometimes people come to the Point Blank Experience or Point Blank Travel. They smell what's cooking in the crib. They forget to ring the doorbell in my live streams. That doorbell is that like button. Make sure you hit that like button. And in case you're wondering what this 15 RHITB is, that's real homies in the building, baby. We got 22 real homies in the building. And again, I thank each and every one of y'all for being here. Now back to what Brian talking about. I don't care if I'm right or wrong, man. I don't like silence. I can't believe I'm about to say this. So if I'm in a relationship and you ain't talking to me, I'm gonna have a fit. I'm gonna pace a little bit. I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna do about 2.5 push-ups. I'm gonna come back in. But you give me about a good hour. I gotta say something. I'm gonna give in. I was wrong. Even if I was wrong, I was wrong. So that's cool
what
though.
it boils down to.
Now, what made y'all start YouTube? Huh?
Say that again.
What'd you say, Brian?
You said what made us start YouTube?
I thought y'all said so. What made y'all start?
Oh no, I said that's just about right when you said you got to give in.
I give in too.
Yeah, man. Because a woman to go a year and won't say nothing to you. You be in there hungry, starving, eating graham crackers and peanut butter. Yo, man. So, hey, I'm gonna say something. Hey, girl, you hungry?
And that's pretty much how it goes.
Yeah, you gonna talk to me. Hey, I like that color you wear. You gonna talk to me. We gonna talk about something. Hey, did you take your umbrella today? I heard it's supposed to be raining later on this afternoon.
I've done that one. Hey, I put your umbrella in the car. Have a good day.
Hey, Brian, was it gonna even rain that day, or you just?
I don't know, but it broke the silence.
That's what I'm saying, man. So, hey, homies, fellas out there, man, break the silence. That's hashtag break the silence, man. Break the silence. So, now, what made y'all start a YouTube channel?
So our YouTube channel, we talked about it. The one thing that I will say is we do kick ourselves a lot because we didn't do it during the pandemic. We've done a lot of travel. Yeah. One thing that we don't do is we don't believe in sitting idle. Whether that's work, whether it's anything, always keep moving. I got a picture that one of my old coworkers had made for me. It's a Martin Luther King quote. It says, "If you can't crawl, then walk. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But you have to basically keep doing something, keep moving to keep moving forward." So we do all this traveling, and we looked up one day and we were like, we need to start a YouTube page. And I've always wanted to make sure I keep videos, pictures of the kids and whatnot. And
well, let me just say one of the main things that we kind of brought us to the decisions that we were going to do a YouTube channel early on was our first travel that we did early on in the pandemic. And we did a lot of research on, because we have been, at home. Our son had come home from college. Yep. Everything shut down. He was here in doing his classes online. We were home. Our daughter was being homeschooled, doing her classes online. We were working from home, and everybody was in the house online all the time.
We weren't working from home.
Well,
you were.
We were at home working from home. And so we had just started, the walls had started closing in, and we were like, you know what? It's got to be a way to do something safe that we can get out and get some fresh air and just figure out how we can travel again and how we can get to some sense of normalcy. Because at that same time, that was January of 2021 was actually when we got out and started traveling again. And we recorded that whole entire trip. We went to the Virgin Islands and took the kids. And we were it was one of the best trips that we've taken. And it was in I think the inauguration was going on up here. Everything was crazy. It was just a crazy time. And we just wanted to get away. And so we did that and we recorded it and we were like, okay, you know what? We should put this out and show other people how much safer we feel traveling here to the Virgin Islands and that they can do it too. You don't have to just stay stuck inside. And we actually, that was our very first thing that we recorded that we wanted to start our YouTube channel with. And then we lost that footage.
We lost a lot
of footage that we had recorded for I think the entire year of 2021, all the travels we did, we lost. And so we got frustrated and didn't start the channel until last year.
Yeah.
And I tell you, y'all have some good content, man. Keep grinding, keep growing. And Anwar and Meat losing their mind right now. They say grow some locks. You know, and it's a lot of comments in here about locks. And if y'all see anything, please feel free to interrupt me.
Go for a ride.
I tried, man. I got to some twisties or what you call it? The Cantu. I got some Cantu coconut cream. I tried to lock it, but it didn't lock, man. Maybe I had the wrong stuff. Maybe I should have got some beeswax or some Dax. But
it took me over.
Now, one thing I had to skip down. Really?
Yeah. It took over a year. I could actually untwist my hair with my hands before it actually locked up.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't gonna lie. I do miss sitting up and playing with my little twisties. I ain't have no lock, but I'd be up there twirling them. I don't think my hair had been that long. Now, y'all just talked about traveling and getting outside, and I want to bring up something, Brian, that you said in a video, or you said, I like when, no, I'm going to hold up. Y'all want to get out and travel while you're still employed and avoid that common phrase. When we retire, then we'll start traveling. Can y'all elaborate on that a little more? And I kind of know where you're going because people, I'll travel when I retire. I'll go when I retire. And that actually motivated me, y'all. It motivated me because I'm an investor and I've been waiting until I retired. I'm somewhere between retired right now. I'm not in corporate America. I'm running a YouTube channel. I think I'm retired. So could y'all elaborate? What did y'all mean by that?
So I said that, so I'll cover it. Big thing on that for me and my perspective, which I think is our perspective. When you got that full income, when you got reasonable health strength, whether it's kids or no kids involved in the house, I personally think that's the ideal time to travel. For most people, your income cuts down once you retire. So if you've never traveled when you got that full income, unless you've done a bang-up job of saving, where is that income coming from for you to travel around the world in retirement? So that was one of my thoughts for making that statement. While you got the income, while you got the health, and network, figure out how to do all these things. And if you're 65, 67, when you actually retire, what are the chances that you're going to take the time to go through all of those steps and learn how to travel if you've never done it? So that was my reasoning behind it.
Yeah, and just to elaborate on that, it's kind of one of those things that that I kind of deal with every day in my line of work. I talk to people, counsel people, and that's one of the main things that when I'm counseling people about retirement, that's one of the things I constantly hear people saying is, I don't know what I'm going to do when I retire. What am I supposed to do? It's one of those things that one of my mentors used to say to me all the time was, you got two types of people that plan for retirement and people that just fall into retirement with no plan. And they're lost and they don't know what to do because they're so used to working every day for somebody else or doing something for somebody else every single day, that when retirement comes, they don't know what to do with themselves. And so that's another part of what the things that we like to say right now, even with my running joke with him, is like, okay, we're practicing for retirement.
Yeah.
We're practicing for what we're going to do when we retire. Let's see where we want to go, where we want to be. Because we're not tied to like staying in one place. We want to see everything. We want to go everywhere. And we like to stay mobile.
Wow. And I love that. When I heard that, I played what Brian said like 3 or 4 times, and I was like, yo, that is so true. And for the 23 real homies in here right now, if there's anybody in this live stream right now that's thinking about traveling, the majority of these people that you see in the comments over here, these two people that are on the screen, Brian and LaVisha, I'm inspired by them, and they have me aspired to start traveling, along with the Meeting Eyes, the Tripping with Drea Michelle's, the Etna's World, the Queen of Travel, the Queen of Cruising, Evolving with Etta. These people are seeing things. So I just want to put that out there, man. Just wanted to put that out there. Now, we just all came off this Meeting Eye cruise. Were y'all inspired by any of the content creators that was there?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, most of it.
Yeah, we met some great people on that cruise.
Yeah, we did. We really, I think our thing is that we said we didn't have the camera up a whole lot because we wanted to actually get to know people, talk to people, and just spend time with people. Just on a one-on-one basis, individual, group, and I think we definitely did that with a lot of people that we watch. We watch their videos, we comment in their videos, and we, wanted to kind of get to know them more on a personal basis. And I think we definitely did that. It was just a great experience meeting everybody and just sitting, chatting, and being around people, seeing, everybody in their own element, what they do, what they like to do. It was definitely inspiring.
So with that being said, and I don't want to put y'all on the spot, you don't have to answer this one. Who were y'all most inspired by on the cruise? I ain't talking about me. I'm excluded. I'm excluded. Who were y'all most inspired by on the cruise?
You know what's crazy? I don't know if they're in here tonight. And it's not having them inspired over anybody else, but I told this story on another video. Your favorite couple, Shelton and Key. We met Shelton and Key on a Melanin at Sea cruise last year, and just at dinner, LaVisha looked over and she was like, "That's your favorite couple," and I was like, "Okay." And I've said it. I don't, because of work and commuting. I don't get home and immediately go to YouTube. So I get a lot of my YouTube from LaVisha. And we were sitting there with your favorite couple, started going through the phone, started talking about different cruises. And Shelton was like, so I said, yeah, this is example of the food on that cruise. This is example of this on that cruise. I said, dude, you got some real heat in your phone. You need to start putting out videos. And then when we actually finished the conversation, he said, I'll just say this. I'm going to put out a video before you do. I said, okay. So got home, put out our first video, which I think was our intro video. Mm-hmm. We put that out, and it was so exciting to see Shelton and Key, because that was our first time really seeing somebody that's not family on a cruise that we had cruised with before. So it was cool to see them, and partly because they were the inspiration for our YouTube channel.
Yeah, they were the push. They definitely were the push to challenge him to edit and get those videos out. So it was definitely great to see them again. Yeah, I was inspired by. I'm going to honestly say I think we were inspired by just about anybody that we came in contact with, that we came in touch with, because we're still like, now it's like we had a personal connection with those people on the cruise versus not only seeing the content that they do on YouTube. Now it's like, okay, when they do something, we're like, oh, we know them. We can, with everybody. So it's like extending our family.
And the other thing about it is we actually have those connections from conversations with certain people that we met on the cruise. Just talking to them since the cruise. I think that's the coolest thing in the world, that we built that little small family.
Yeah. I think we tried to. I can't think of anybody that we didn't at least have one conversation with, even if it wasn't a hello or just a quick conversation. I can't think of anybody that in the group that we didn't at least have one conversation with. Yep. I actually was trying to think of that the other day, and every time I see videos, I'm like, Yep, but we talk to them. Yeah, it may it may not have been long conversation or in-depth conversations like it was with some people, but it was still I think we connected and talked to everybody in the group.
That little noise maker down here scratching at me.
Oh man, hey, well, I love that answer, and I will tell y'all, I was inspired by everybody at the cruise. I enjoyed talking to everybody. It was hot. I talked to some people more than I talked to others. I was up late. I spent quite a bit of time talking to Brian one-on-one. But at the end of the day, when I think about inspiration, and I hope they're still in here because this is the first live I've done on this channel since the cruise that I can think of. Anwar and me, I was inspired by them because what they put together,
Hosted.
Yep.
Yeah.
the family that they created, not blood family, the camaraderie that they created, the memories that created, the relationships they've created, bar none, man, bar none. That right there, and I saw them on a couple of days, and I asked Anwar once or twice, "Hey man, you all right?" And I wasn't the only one because they were exhausted, but they kept grinding, they kept going. So shout out to Anwar and me for that cruise, man.
Yes, definitely.
Now, I've
done some events
right now.
That's tiring to try and organize large scale events, and people don't realize how much work and preparation goes into it. And it could be the simplest thing is, hey, he didn't talk to me like we normally talk or whatever. And you're like, dude, until you do something like that, you have no idea of how much work goes into planning and organizing. So shout outs to meeting Anwar for that.
Because I honestly don't think I could. I don't think I can do it.
I know I couldn't. I know I couldn't. I couldn't even with the people.
I know my limits. I couldn't. And they did very good.
And I want to say two things. First of all, shout out to Anwar and me. Congratulations. They hit 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. They're going to be having a premiere 8 o'clock this Saturday, Eastern Standard Time, followed by Saturday Night Live with Meet and I at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Make sure y'all tap into that. All I can say, man, is they do it for the culture. They don't do anything for themselves. They do it for the culture. So make sure y'all tap into that. And shout out to the second channel. It's on the screen. Sipping with Meet and I. Bringing families together. One sip at a time, man. Whether you sipping hot chocolate, cranberry juice, or you sipping grape juice.
Sip that thing.
Some spirits. Black-owned spirits. One sip at a time. I like that. I like that. Now, my next question is, I'm going to get a little deep right now. So I'm going to start with Lavisha. Lavisha, what is your favorite thing about Brian? Well, damn, don't look at him like that.
You know what? Brian is a wealth of knowledge. Brian is, and I've said this before, and it's not just like book smartness. Brian has an intelligence that's just like unmatched or untouched with anybody that I think that I can come in contact with. When I say he's knowledgeable about things, he is smart, in that sense. But he's also knowledgeable about like worldly things like music, and he can teach himself to play instrument. He has taught himself to play instruments just by listening to and his knowledge of music. And I think Dre on one of his what was it? We were driving home. He did his his DJing on Juneteenth, and we were commenting in his DJ session about all the different songs, naming the songs and naming who were the artists. And so he's like, "Oh, I see the Wilsons know their music." And I was like, "This is all Brian." I'm typing, he's driving. But he does. He has a wealth of knowledge, and he's like, if it's something that he doesn't know, he's gonna like. For instance, I think one year the alternator went out in our vehicle. He got on YouTube. Had never changed the alternator, fixed the alternator, got on YouTube, got our son out there, showed him. They fixed the alternator, repaired it or replaced it, did something. I don't know. I know I didn't do it. But it's things like that it's like if it's something that he doesn't know, he's gonna figure it out, or he's gonna try and find out how to do it. But yeah, that's one of the things that I would say is like the key thing that with him is his wealth of knowledge.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, Brian, I don't know how you gonna follow that. You better come up with something good though, cause she just that sounds like we were at the Grammys, man.
For me, my thing about her is consistency, persistence. That's just two of the things. Caring, loving. I personally have heard people say if it wasn't for your mom doing something, you guys wouldn't have had anything or whatever. The way she goes out of her way to make sure that one, I'm taken care of, the kids are taken care of, families involved in different things. It's just a whole package for her. So I definitely appreciate that. I don't know what all I can say outside of those four things. Just caring, loving, persistence. She does an excellent job. A lot of the trips we go on, people ask me, where you headed now? I have no idea. I don't want to say she put it together or she came up with it, but a lot of it is research that she does on her end to make sure that we are all taken care of and felt like we're cared for and loved. So I definitely thank her for that.
Y'all two gonna make me cry, man. I mean, seriously, that was beautiful, man. That was beautiful. That's one thing I noticed about y'all on the cruise. Y'all spirit. It exudes without y'all even trying. It's just a genuine spirit of caring and man, y'all didn't know me from the man on the moon. And y'all made me feel so welcome from the moment I met. I was like, oh man, this couple here pretty cool. Do y'all hear that a lot? Do y'all hear that? Do people just gravitate towards y'all?
We've heard that before. I like to get out. I believe in working hard, but I also believe in partying harder, enjoying yourself just as hard as you work, if not more. I think that's part of the reason why we work. And somebody said, well, it's pretty cool, yo, out there sweating on the dance. So I said, doesn't matter whether, because we did a Royal Caribbean video, and everybody's like, dude, I've never seen Royal that hype before. So we're like, it doesn't matter where we go, we bring a party. We bring the fun. We bring the atmosphere. We bring the vibe.
Well, I think we just like to make people feel welcome the way that we want to feel welcome when we, come in contact with people. And, like I said, part of that with me is, like I said, growing up with a huge family. Yeah. And he'll tell you when we were dating, I think the first time I took him to my hometown, it was to a family reunion of mine. And he walked in, he was like, what in the world? He's like, this is your whole, I was like, no, this is not even the whole family. This is just,
yeah.
It's so many of us. And it's like, and they're like that. And like our parents, like you would think they've known each other forever. You would probably think our parents were siblings. Because whenever we have a family reunion on my side of the family, like every 2 years. So when his parents came to my family reunion, his mom came one year. She was like, "Oh my gosh, she's like, y'all just kind of like, y'all haven't seen each other in years, and y'all just pick right back up like y'all were just together yesterday." And I was like, "That's how it always is when we get together. That's all we've ever known growing up. Is like my grandmother." My grandmother passed away. She was 96. But my grandmother, like every summer, me and all of my first cousins, we all stayed at my grandmother's every summer.
And it's about as big as your computer screen, too.
But she kept us all together every summer. There was no such thing as going to a babysitter or going so it was like my grandmother at any given time, you come to my grandmother's house, there's a meal cooked, morning, breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. And so and we were always like, why are you cooking like this all the time? It's like, you don't even have kids here. And this is when we were grown and go back to visit. She's like, but you just never know who will stop by. Somebody might need a meal. And that's the type of environment that I grew up in, was you always prepare to welcome somebody in.
Wow. And I got to give a special shout out, Life with V. She was interviewed by Alyssa Adventures in Cruising a couple of days ago, and Alyssa asked her the same question. Who were you happy about meeting? And she said me, and I was honored. She said, "Hey, bro, Rod. Hey, cousins Wilson's #gang, and then what's this get along game? What's this get along game that Edna's talking about? What the hell is that? What's the get along game?"
We just found ourselves at the same table all the time. Thanks to Edna and V and their hospitality.
Wow, I just saw some. So I do want to point this out real quick. And what Ray of Sunshine said, y'all don't look that old, because they're tripping in a good way of 28 years of man. I ain't gonna lie, y'all had me over here with my iPhone out trying to calculate this. I'm like, whoa, they got mad at 11. I wouldn't have guessed that. So, and I like what Meet and I said, 28 years is a blessing.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And I must be a long way behind, because I think I asked this. So I'm gonna ask this question, and while I got 17 real homies in here, I'm probably gonna do something here in a minute. How do y'all feel now? I only thought it was your daughter Camille. Y'all, this is why we need to start watching people's content, because every time they travel now, you only see Camille and Brian and LaLa. And I had to watch some video, and there's 2 older sons.
Yeah.
So how do y'all feel about having 2 young adult Black sons in today's society? Is it scary?
It's scary.
Yeah, it can be.
It's got an element of scare, surprise, grateful.
But at the same time, I'm going to say the way that we raise them is to not let your fear stop you from doing things. Like the same way you see us out going and doing things, I was going to say our boys, but our young men, they are very adventurous. They early on, they go and do, they travel, they do, like our middle son right now. Our middle child. He's 2 days after he graduated college, he took a road trip and went to do an internship out in Seattle, out in Washington. So that's just the way that we, and some of my, like my friends and they would comment to me and say, "You're okay with it?" Like, cause he, I was actually talking to Dr. Rushton on the cruise, and I was showing him his Instagram page, and we were talking about all the things that he's involved in, things that he does. Like I was showing him doing this ice picking trip, him going scuba diving, getting certification as a scuba diver, and doing and telling him about him going out to Seattle to work in this national park. And so, and we were like, but we can't like hold them back out of fear from living their lives and doing the things that they want to do, because that's not the way we raise them. We raise them to just, live their life and enjoy their lives. And and that's the way both of them are. Our oldest son, he's the same way. He travels, he goes. Every time we look, he and his wife, he's married. So we're like, they're always on the go. And people will say to us, "Well, you okay with," because he moved to Phoenix shortly after he graduated. He went to Arizona. And people were like, "You're okay with him going all the way across the country?" And I was like, "Yes, I'm fine with my kids getting out and moving away and living their lives. If that's what makes them happy, we can pray about them, pray over them, and keep them in prayer. But we can't stop them from living their lives."
Yep.
Man, I just want to, and I got to give a quick shout out. Two members of the Alliance came in the building while we've been going through this. Kayla Mar, Marcus, and Caleb, part of the Alliance. Much love, y'all. Stacy and Donovan cooking with the Catchmans just came in the building. Much love to y'all, part of the Alliance as well. Thanks, y'all, all for being here. We got me and I in here, and your favorite couple there taking care of business right now. So I want to thank each and every one of y'all for being here tonight. Again, we are talking with Brian and LaVisha, locked in with the Wilsons. It's hard to put their names on the screen. Let me just make sure. Let me go back up a little bit here because Kayla Mark dropped their link. Here's a link if y'all want to tap into them. It is hard because there's so many comments coming through, and then if we had the comments up, make sure y'all tap into them. And there it is, locked in with the Wilsons, Brian LaVisha. And let me go. I want to pull up something. Dang, Anwar said it took his hair way over a year to lock up. Wow, maybe I might have to try it. I doubt it.
It takes a while.
So,
yeah, little Indian in
one
your
of
skin.
I got. I'm a my y'all don't have me. I don't y'all be telling me I'm lying because my great grandmother was a Cherokee. For real, my great grandmother was a full-blooded Cherokee, but my grandfather was a full-blooded black dude with some nappy hair. So when they combined, my brother got the good hair and I got the whatever. But I don't know. So anyway, man. Anyway, my next question. Recently, Brian, you took your daughter Camille to Sneaker Con. Is that what they call it?
Oh my God! Yes.
She got him.
And LaVisha, you took. Well, forget that. I don't know which one works. I wish I was Camille. You took her on a mother-daughter cruise.
Yeah.
It's amazing that y'all are doing separate things. I'm sorry y'all lost my train of thought because I'm trying to figure out how can I be Camille? How can I move in with the Wilsons? But I'm sorry, I'm back. So I said this to Team Reach Travels. Y'all are creating generational wealth without even spending money. I ain't never been to no sneaker con. I don't even remember going to the Nike store when I was a kid. I damn sure didn't go on a cruise. So does she gravitate to one parent more than the other, or?
It depends on what. It depends on the day. It depends on the minute.
And what's on the agenda. Because when SneakerCon, let me tell you what she did for me, Rod. When she first mentioned SneakerCon, and I think me and her did a little unboxing video where we, talked about this shoe that we got together. Well, when SneakerCon came up, she brought the information to me to tell me that SneakerCon was going on. So I was like, okay, cool. I mean, you can go and let me get a no, mommy. That's gonna be me and Daddy. We're going. I'm like, excuse me, I can't go. She said no, but Daddy might forget to get the ticket. So can you just go ahead and purchase a ticket for me and Daddy to make sure we go? Oh.
So you can't go, but can you purchase the ticket so we can go?
Make sure I get the ticket so she can take her, because she's like, Mommy, you don't even know sneakers like that. I said, you're right, but I want to go. No, because you don't know shoes. Like, I said, okay, all right, that's cool. So when he sent the picture back and showed me them coming back and what she had, I said, oh, she got you. That's why she didn't want me to go. I said, she knew what she was doing. She didn't want me to go.
But these kids are so smart, man, and we think
they are.
Hey, I like what Dre and Michelle said. Yes, we are family, And y'all, I'm a little behind on the comments because trying to ask questions and scroll and listen and all this. Now, I do want to say something real quick because I saw something earlier. I just mentioned Meet and I for hitting 5K. But are y'all tapped into the 5K Griffins? Keep it up with the Griffins. Christy and Joe, who was on the cruise. It was my first time. They're part of the alliance as well.
I don't know if I saw. I think I saw it right before we got on the chat. Did they just hit
I
us
didn't
today?
see it. This is news to me. Yo. Seriously, if you're a content creator, it's hard enough getting to 1,000. When you get to 1,000, you start relaxing, exhale, and then you realize you want to get to 2. But I'm gonna tell you right now, between 2 and 5, there is a long ass journey. These channels, well deserving of 5,000 subscribers plus.
Mm-hmm.
You may want to tap in right now because it's a matter of time before the Griffins, Meet and I are going to be at 10,000 subscribers. But what I like about both of these families, Anwar, Meet, Joe and Christy, Kylie, J3, and Drew, is they're humble. Whether they got 5,000 or 500,000 subscribers, they're still going to be the same OGs. So make sure y'all tap into them. Serious, real talk.
Yep.
Catra's next. This is something we've been saying. Kayla Mars next. 5,000. And speaking of which, man, Locked In with the Wilsons, they were at 582, and I think I became 583 because I just realized today I wasn't subscribed from the Points Blank Experience.
They appreciate it, right?
Yeah, there's no reason this channel shouldn't be at 1,000. Genuine, family love, traveling, positivity, no reason. So please make sure y'all tap in. And I like what Rhea Sunshine said. Hashtag y'all, and I'm telling you right now, man, this couple right here, and I know we're doing an interview. I got to give these shout outs. This was like a commercial. This family here, I've been saying it for a while, Cooking with the Catherine, Stacy, Donovan, and Grayson. They're gonna have their own cooking channel. I'm speaking it because I
already know what to do.
You already know what to do. Seriously. So I don't want to stay too long on this here because I know, now for real, Brian is brilliant. And I got a couple more questions. How long we been going here? I don't know why it seems like I've been talking forever. I'm gonna put y'all on the screen by yourself because your boy I gotta pretend I'm Grayson. I gotta pretend I'm a little boy right now. I gotta go to the restroom. So, hey, both of y'all, I don't care who go first, who goes second, who go third. What do y'all think is the most important part? I mean, we're talking 27 going on 28 years of marriage. What is the most important part of a relationship?
Letting her go first.
Okay. Communication. Communication is and knowing each other's communication styles, because and it changes. It changes over time because we as individuals, we change, we grow, we evolve, and understanding and knowing that or coming to that realization, I think is a big thing that we learned, and we didn't learn it right from the beginning, and it's always a work in progress. But I think knowing where things come from, knowing each other's past, your history, your upbringing, how you grow up, what dynamics of your home, that all affects you in some way. It changes or it makes you communicate in a certain way. It either makes you communicate or makes you shut down. And so knowing that and understanding that, that's huge. That's something that it took a while for us to learn, to find out, and to figure out how to navigate through. And we're still, even 28 years later, we're still trying to, working on it. It's always a work in progress. And like he said, one of those things about when you get comfortable and get content, that's when, I'm not going to say you give up or you quit in your marriage, but that's when you got to dig deeper.
Yeah, for me, I think the biggest thing is knowing who you are. And we've said this before, know who you are. Don't try and be somebody else. Don't try and be your parents. Don't try and do things the way somebody else does, because things change for different people. Times have changed. What worked for somebody 50 years ago may not work for you.
Yep.
But you've got to communicate. You've got to make sure you keep an open mind and you evolve. One of the things that I never forget, when we first got married, I think she called my dad, and we never really talked about it. My dad told me, nope, stop. Not going to talk to you, and I'm not going to talk to him, because I know there's two different stories that I'll hear, and I want to hear the truth between the two of you. So that's one of the things that I think was interesting when he said that, is that he wanted to hear from both of us at the same time, not being biased because I was his son, not wanting to be biased to her because she was the one that called him or brought up the issue or whatever. He wanted to talk to both of us. So just communicate on everything, I think.
Yeah, and I'll go even further and say not just communication, but also praying. Even if like for me, first thing in the mornings, the quiet times, a lot of times when I'm in the shower, that's my time of prayer and gratitude. Be grateful. You know, we all have things that we're going through. We all have things that, come up in life, but finding the good, trying to find the good in everything. And sometimes that's really hard in some situations, but in everything, I try to find the good. No matter how bad a situation is, I try to find the good in it.
Yep.
So, and that's the same thing like with our kids, with raising our kids. We try to teach them things, life is going to happen. Things are going to happen, but you got to persevere. You got to fight through. You got to push through. And the same thing with your marriage. Things are going to happen. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's going to be perfect. Nobody's ever going to be perfect. But when you fight for the same reason, you're fighting together for the same cause, you're pushing through together. That's what you got to do.
And we would be complete liars if we said it was easy.
No.
It's not easy at all. It's been a challenge altogether. So it depends on what you want.
Yeah.
Rod, I wanted to double back to something you talked about with the kids. Growing up with two black males.
Raising
two black males in society today. Just being open and honest with people. We had all the riots going on back 2-3 years ago, and somebody asked me about, well, how do you feel about this? We don't know what we should do as non-melanated people. What should we do? I said, the biggest thing that we could do is talk. I said, because what you'll realize is, one of my neighbors has 2 girls, and I told him, I said, with your 2 girls, I said, when they didn't make it home by their curfew, what happened is you thought they immediately had a flat tire. They may have gone through and, the movie may have run along at their friend's house. They may have been, just enjoying themselves, not paying attention to the clock. I said, we go through the same thing as people of color, but there's a elevated level of sensitivity that we have to deal with, especially with young men. If they don't make it home, the phone's dead. We have certain things we have to deal with. I said, so, we're all people, and the more and more we talk and communicate with each other, we'll see that we've got more things in common than we have different. But just being honest and knowing what we may have to go through versus other people, because we do raise young black men. We have young black men and even a young black girl in 2023 or wherever the time may be. Just that was a big thing, is communicate on that end, so we know the challenges that we may have to go through.
Wow.
Even though that's not what we were talking about.
I'm glad you double back on it. And there's no rules on this channel, man. If it's something you want to double back on, please. And I appreciate that, Brian. And I want to take the time right now to thank Me Tonight. They're dropping a lot of links in the comments right now. If you're a content creator, and I forgot to say this, and I want to thank again Anwar and me for doing this. If you're a content creator, please put hashtag content creator so maybe some of the new people here or the non-content creators can see. The links are already in the live stream in the comments. So please tap into these channels. Nothing but love here, man. And I can honestly say that the majority of these people I've met in person now, and I endorse everybody that's in this live stream. And I'm subscribed to everybody in this live stream. Why Loves to Motivate said the power and love of a good woman. Ooh, we ain't got to say too much more. That's so true, man. And beside, not behind, but beside every good man is a great woman. I'm a firm believer of that. So that's just me. And we got my girl Taisha in the building, one of my first interviewees on this channel. What's going on, Fearish? How you doing? Hey, tell my little man I said what's up. Man, tell him I said what's up. Hope he probably over there playing his virtual reality game. But thank you so much for being here. Now, I love that about a relationship. Now, when y'all was talking about communication, because I obviously went to the restroom, did y'all touch on nonverbal communication?
No, did I? I don't think I did. No.
And well, I'm gonna touch on it.
I think we did kind of talk about it when she said knowing your communication type.
Exactly. And you know, a lot of people hear communication. Oh, what's the most important part of a relationship? Communication. How she talked to me. Sometimes your husband or your wife or your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your significant other can walk through the door, not say a word, but going back to Gerald Levert and the Rude Boys, it's written all over her face that something ain't right. And you may have to take a step back. And you may be about to say, hey, baby, how was? I can see on your face your day wasn't great. Baby, is there something I could do? Maybe go in there and cook dinner. If you can't cook, go in there and get some smoked sausages and put them in the oven and go to the store and get some hot dog buns. You're taking the weight off of her. Grab some chips while you're at it, and then if you know her favorite soft drink, get that too. And I guarantee you come home and just, hey, baby, go take your bath, your shower. Matter of fact, go in there and watch whatever you want to do. Just go do something. I got dinner tonight. Now, she might be thinking it's going to be a steak or filet mignon, but you're going to come out there with 2 hot links, some toasted buns, some chips, and a soft drink.
Hey, sometimes it's the effort, man. She
going to appreciate you because you said, hey, wasn't it an R&B song? Sit yourself down, girl. Anyway, y'all, sometimes I be all right, come back. Got me over here planning a date. I'm going to get me some hot links tomorrow.
It's sounding good right now.
Hey, it do, man, especially if you're hungry. So
I want the good hot links, not just the red ones, but the ones that's hot.
And y'all, while you're out there, don't forget the mustard. Don't forget.
Rod, you good?
You don't want to have no dry ass hot links up in there talking about, baby, look
good with me.
And she over there choking off that dry ass bread. Anyway, y'all. Hey, y'all, man, I love having fun. And for those of you that are here, do me a favor if you haven't already done so. I'm going to take a moment of silence for the subscribe button and the like button, a quick moment. The subscribe button changed colors not long ago. It is now black. The thumbs up is white until you hit it. And the notification bell is right beside the subscribe. Make sure it's going to default to personalized. Make sure you go up to all so you'll be notified when I do future content. Also, follow me on Instagram at the Points Blank Experience because I drop every live stream that I'm going to do prior to that. Anyway, I got 1 or 2 more questions. I got a lot more, but man, yo, if this is your first time here, I meant to say this earlier. I don't drop gems. I don't drop nuggets. I drop boulders, baby. And I was watching a video and Brian dropped a boulder. And he said, get rid of existing in this world and start experiencing the world. Don't act like I'm the only one, but we got an Uncle Raymond or Uncle Tyrone or Uncle Peter, Uncle Bobby or Uncle somebody that ain't never left their hometown and they're content
Yep.
with existing in this world. But then we got uncles and aunts that have experienced the world. Make your own choice. It's up to y'all. But man, it's a whole world out there. And I'm telling you, man, right now I'm living vicariously through a lot of people that are out there. I've traveled the world. I was on a Navy ship. We didn't have no casinos and no bars and none of that, man. They was in the military. They know what it's like. Hell, all I had was a battle station. Hoping I ain't get killed. Experience life, man. Experience life. So,
but I do want to say something on that, Rod.
Yeah.
Don't get that twisted. For people that do love where they stay, that love what they have, don't get that twisted as being, conflated to, oh, you are not worth anything if you don't move away, do anything. The reason I say that is because I just want people to experience something different, even if it's going to, the next state to visit. Get out, see something other than what you grew up in and have been around your whole life, because the world is so much bigger than what we know. But that's not a knock on anybody that chooses to stay in their hometown or anything like that, because I personally think that everybody should at least move somewhere, stay somewhere different, go into the military for, to experience it, go off to college somewhere, do something different than what you have grown accustomed to growing up. So I just want to make sure that people know that distinction is out there. That's not a knock on anybody that is happy with where they are physically located.
Hey, Brian, thank you for adding that in, because some people don't want to go nowhere. My pops was one of them, and my mother too. They ain't want to leave Arkansas. They act like I ain't going to even say that, because both God rest both their souls, but yeah, I will say it. They might visit me tonight. I pray they don't. But they act like it was one of them electric fences around my hometown, Arkansas. Like if they left the city limits, it was going to, shock them or something. I was like, man, y'all tripping. And I remember flying my mom out to LA, and she was so happy. And I didn't have a lot of money. I flew out to South Central LA, and she was like, Rod, this is beautiful. I said, yeah, wait till the sun go down and the helicopters start flying around and gunshots. But I do want to say this. We got my man Mojo. Mojo has been rocking with your boy since I first started on Points Blank Travel. I had less than 100 subscribers. He's been rocking with me since then, and he said, good evening to all. I learned just that much more about the Wilsons. Great content creators for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mojo.
2019. And Mojo, thank you so much for that comment, man. I really appreciate that. And y'all, man, I got to get through the comment. I got to get through the questions. Now, so what do y'all plan on taking your YouTube channel? Is this just a YouTube channel, or is it a stepping stone for a business?
Oh, God, you pivot to me on that one. Right now it is a YouTube channel, but yeah, it is going to be a stepping stone to those other revenues that I mentioned when we were on the Meet Not Cruise in the group forum, the YouTube forum. Yeah, it is definitely going to, because in all honesty, yeah, we like what we're doing. We like putting this information out there, but at the same time, we know there's a value to everything. So, of course, we want to get monetized as soon as we can on this channel, but at the same time, we want to explore those other avenues. In order to do that, this is going to be the first step for us to see, is it going to be worth us doing those other things and going into those other business ventures that we want to get into.
Yep. Just trying to make sure we get it, not being bashful about it, as many streams of income as we can get our hands on.
I'm gonna pull up this comment, and we're gonna let that marinate. Camille is winning for real. Elmore, me, who you tell? I'm trying to find out how I can be adopted at my age. I don't know if it's possible. I may have to go check in a nursing home and get released or something. But on the real, y'all, I do want to talk about something serious because this is something Lavisha, and I got to get with y'all on this because I'm about to, for real, like 17 FRs. Well, I guess it would be 18. But y'all assist military veterans with getting disability from the military, correct?
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
is that a paid service or is it a charity service? I'm just asking. I don't know.
Hey, the goal is pay on everything, man. Yeah, and you know it floats. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
But my thing is, I love it. Helping people, making sure that people understand what's out there. Because I'll be honest, there are people right now that know how to navigate through the disability process. But I know people, honestly, my best friend growing up, his dad is a Vietnam veteran who had Agent Orange, Guillain-Barré syndrome, all these different things, and no compensation for that time, going through all the stuff they went through in Vietnam, helping him. And we talked a couple of years ago, and he's like, "Hey, finally got that 100% disability." So it changed my life. Healthcare compensation, whatnot. I definitely think that that's something we want to take care of our veterans for what they did. And there are times when people know how to work the system, but you got so many deserving people out there that aren't getting anything. When you hear about the number of homeless veterans, and I'll be the first person to say it, when I was deployed in the military, it was nothing to come back on a Friday from a deployment and be expected to be at work Monday morning, functioning with no problem. Now, because of changes, because of sensitivities to deployments, mental health, and other things, these guys have a mandatory at least 2-week period of re-entry and post-deployment trainings, talking to doctors, talking to mental health about what they experience. Because when I was in, you didn't talk to the doctor because you feared that, one, you'd be deemed sent to mental health, and two, you'd be kicked out of the military.
Yeah. Everything was suck it up.
Yep.
Just suck it up.
Suck it up and be a soldier,
Mm-hmm.
be a seaman, be an airman, be a Marine, whatever the case may be.
Yeah. And I seriously, I got to get with y'all because I think I'm at 30%, and I know damn well with X amount, I get some every. Hold up. I get some every month, man, something new. But I know I got to be more than a 30% because I mean seriously, like a lot of people don't know this, and a lot of people that's been following me do know. I lost my voice in February, March,
Mm-hmm.
all of February, most of March, and even right now, my right vocal cord is paralyzed.
Yeah.
So I'm conducting a live stream with basically one vocal cord.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And when I go to the VM, I'll be like, "Hey, Doc, I used to have this smooth ass Luther Vandross voice. Now y'all had me singing them damn cadences." I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Too many cases.
Now, I'm gonna say this here, and it is so many comments in here. Oh, good. I think we're at the end. LA Law, my sister is in here, man. Multiple streams of income. Feel better, Mika. Yeah, Mika, I hope you feel better. I just saw that. Good night, everyone. Got some pain going on. I'm gonna try to rest. Have a good night, everyone, man. That's a sweet sister there, y'all. Make sure you welcome in my sister LA Law up in this thing. What's going on? Hello, everyone. Good. See you. Welcome in, everybody. Everybody love. All right, y'all. We at the end of these comments. Y'all can still put some more. Oh man, see, I knew it. Every time I get to one issue, now my battery flash is about to die. I'm gonna ask them one more question. Put them on the screen by themselves, and then change my battery, and then I'm gonna come back. We're gonna get ready to wrap this up, man. So y'all went to this Oasis of the Seas, this big old ship, and y'all had a Central Park balcony room. And I thought that was the greatest thing since sliced bread. I wish the Conquest would have had that because, and I had to go back and pause and watch and pause and rewind because it looked like you were in, and if you fell off the balcony, you were still on the ship. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yes. I didn't
Yo,
even
when
think
I
about
was on the conquest, I went out to I opened the door to my balcony, and I was about to walk out there, and they had this lip up this high, and I tripped. I said, "Oh God, if I fall over, ain't nobody gonna see me."
Yep.
Hey, Brian, Lavisha, I did a vlog. I'm like, hey, y'all, here go the balcony. Hope y'all can see here because your boy. So, was it me or was that ship like had a whole resort style in the middle of the ship?
Man, that ship was amazing. It was.
It had multiple resorts.
I am not somebody that's highly or easily impressed with a lot of stuff. That ship, that whole experience, it was totally different. The Central Park, we started that video out with her asking, if we don't have the balcony view of the water, but what do you think about this? And I was like, I'm just looking over here. This is nice. Yeah. That one, I will say the videos didn't do it justice. No. From that, just looking through there, you had the ability to hear music playing outside. They were playing music downstairs different times of night.
Live
we got the
music in the
trees, real trees.
Live trees.
And if I'm not mistaken, it's a scaled down version of Central Park. I think I may be wrong or may have misheard
just
that.
Part of Central
but I think it's a scaled down version of one particular part of Central Park. But that was an experience.
Yeah, it was nice, and the way that because like the way that the room was situated, my first concern was if we were going to be like hearing all of the music at night, that they would play through the speakers and things like that. But when we closed that balcony door, you couldn't hear anything outside of that room. But at night, I would go out there and sit. We both would go out there and sit on the balcony and actually listen to them play like jazz music down in the park, and it was so peaceful. It was so, and that's one of the things that we said about that ship is that we didn't have to get off that ship at any point at all, and we would have enjoyed that ship. And for 7 days, I was like, I could actually come back on this ship and stay on this ship for a full 7 days and just enjoy the ship.
Yeah, that was one. I would actually say if we got back on the Oasis of the Seas, I could. If it's someplace that I've been, I could probably forego going into the port.
So, and Anwar got a question, but I got to ask this question because I tend to forget stuff. If y'all don't mind me asking, how much was that Central Park balcony?
Oh man, I would have to go back.
Never mind.
I was going to say I don't think it was like maybe not a big difference from an ocean view balcony room. I don't think it may have been, but like maybe, don't quote me. I was going to say maybe $40 or $50 difference from an ocean view.
Okay. Well, yeah, I ain't getting no more ocean views because I'm not trying to fall in the ocean. I don't mind falling in the Central Park. I still know the shit. Well, I asked y'all offline because I looked at that. I'm like, yo, as a matter of fact, I got to go back and watch that video because I missed certain parts skipping around. Now, Anwar got a question. He said, Brian, tell everybody about the Bahamas vlog and the beauty and history of Birmingham. Why is it so important?
Oh, man, Birmingham. So if you've been on here the whole time, you heard that I'm from Birmingham. We're both from Alabama. A big thing about Birmingham, a lot of stuff that you hear, I learned just by virtue of growing up in Alabama. The civil rights movement, you see all the videos when it comes to Black History Month of the German Shepherds and the fire hoses. A lot of people have no idea, but that was a children's march. When that took place, that was the children. A lot of the civil rights people decided they wanted to get the children together. So it was basically a skip day from school, a protest day from school, because they didn't think anything would happen with the kids. So those were middle school, high school kids in those videos with the German Shepherds, the dogs or whatnot, fire hoses. That's just one part of Birmingham. What we highlighted in that video was, you got Birmingham, you got the 16th Street Baptist Church, which is the 4 little girls going downstairs from Sunday school before church started, and a Klansman blew the church up with a bomb. They were all found not guilty for they were never brought to trial for years, and then when they were finally found brought to trial, I think it was not guilty, and then when they did bring one to justice, it was after he died. So it's a lot of history in Birmingham that I think the whole world benefits from, definitely the United States, because of some of the changes that are taking place. What's up?
Oh, I said when they're talking about the part.
Oh yeah, the Temptations. So that was one of the highlights of that video. Most people think the Temptations are from Detroit because of Motown, but Paul Williams, Melvin Franklin, which was Blue in the Temptations movie, David Ruffin, Eddie Kendrick, Dennis Edwards, they were all from either Alabama or, in David Ruffin's case, Mississippi. So a lot of people think that they were all from Detroit or up north because of their connection to Motown, but they were from Birmingham, Alabama. And I know we were on Meet Anwar's video, not on the video, but watching their stream when they had Funny Mane on there. A lot of people don't realize Eddie Levert, Diana Ross, Gucci Mane, they're all from one little area in Birmingham called Bessemer. Who else is from that area? Of course, you got Ricky Smiley, Funny Mane. There are a lot of people that are from Alabama that people don't realize, just because that's not one of the spots that would get you notarized and hyped up. So a lot of people, I'm from Atlanta, or I moved out and I'm from here or whatever, but they were actually born. Most people don't realize that Joe, the R&B singer, he was, I think, born in Alabama in Opelika. Redman was born in Alabama, even though he was raised in New Jersey. So there's a lot of people that come from Alabama. Birth-wise.
The baseball park, the only.
The longest surviving baseball park in the United States. Rickwood Field is in Birmingham. It was where the Birmingham Black Barons played from the Negro Leagues, and where the Birmingham Barons played before they moved into 2 stadiums removed. There are 2 stadiums removed from that stadium now.
That stadium actually still exists in Birmingham.
Still exists. A lot of high school and colleges play there, and then they actually come back and play at least one game there for the minor league team every year.
Wow, man! I can't wait to get to my closing comments, because I have a lot to say about this couple. Hey, we got motivation from the weightlifting geek in here. Said, "What's going on? What's good, my bro?" Points blank. And then Kayla Marr speaking to him, and motivation from the weightlifting geek also is showing love to the Wilsons, involved when Elder is speaking. But then Anwar and Meat had a question. Y'all was one of the first to vlog Virgin. How is it different from Carnival or the other cruise lines?
Ooh, that's a loaded question. Man, Virgin Voyages. That's a whole different experience. That was one of the first cruises that we actually took after still in the pandemic, but after the pandemic. That was one of the first cruises that we actually took. And it's a lot I can say about it, but we have videos, we have vlogs. We
thoroughly enjoyed ourselves on that cruise.
We vlogged our first experience. We actually went on that cruise again. We brought New Year's in last year on Virgin Voyages. We did a video. We still have more videos that we have to go back and finish on that series. Yep. But we brought New Year's in on that cruise. That's one of those cruises that we said, and because it's adult only, so our kids aren't able to go on that. So Camille doesn't get to go on that one with us. But that's one of the cruises that we kind of said that we would treat ourselves to at least once a year. And it's different from Carnival, Royal Caribbean, and we also did Disney. It's different from all of those just in the fact that once you pay for your cruise, you don't have to pay for anything else in that cruise line. You don't have to pay gratuities. You don't pay
for meals at specialty restaurants.
Every restaurant that's included on that cruise is a specialty restaurant. So you get a different dining experience every night, and you don't pay an upcharge, or you don't pay anything in addition to get that. It comes with your cost of your cruise.
And they are all labeled and classified as Michelin star or 5-star restaurants. Mm-hmm. So it's not like Michelin star style food. They're actual Michelin star restaurants. The only thing I think that was a fee was the alcohol if you did, because we did do test kitchen, which is a 6-course meal. And I know you've probably seen the videos of the, the poached egg or the egg that breaks over the food and whatnot. But it's a different beer, wine, or cocktail that's paired to each course of the food. I think you pay for the alcohol in that. Pay for that. But the other thing about Virgin that we did love is the alcohol. There is no bar tab.
There is a bar tab.
You have a bar tab, not
a drink package. Yeah. For instance, like when you cruise on Royal or Carnival, if it's 2 adults in a room, you're gonna have to buy the drink package per person per room. On Virgin, you buy what they call a bar tab. And so for us, that very first cruise, we bought the bar tab for $300. Either one of us can drink off that bar tab. You can buy anybody on that ship a drink on your bar tab. You have this wristband, and you use your wristband to pay for everything, for your bar tab. You just swipe your wristband. So you can buy your
How
bar
many drinks
tab.
did they give you a day?
You don't have
no daily limit. It's whatever you swipe.
Yeah. So between that
where is this at? Virgin? This Virgin?
That's Virgin Voyages. Yeah. And I think on both cruises, when we bought the $300 bar tab, we never used up our bar tab between the two of us.
And people buying drinks.
And because people
the
are
champagne
very generous.
that they put out.
Yeah.
And definitely, I want to thank Meat for always saying that we were one of the first people to put out videos about Virgin, Meat, and Anwar. They always talk about us being one of the first people to put Virgin out, which I think was a sweet spot for our channel when we first started, that there was not content out there at the time. And those videos, I think, are still going.
Yeah, there's still people. And actually, when we got back on the second time, when we got back on Virgin, that was when we got a lot of subscribers the second time, and people that actually recognized us on the cruise the second time said that they had referred to those videos getting ready to come on that cruise. Yep. So that was one of the first times I think we had people said, "Hey, we know y'all. We watch y'all." It was like, "Oh wow, really?" I was like, "Okay." So it's like that made us feel appreciated and feel like, okay, we're doing something good, something that's gonna help people. So
hint, Virgin.
And that's one of the questions I had, and I didn't get to it, and I don't really, y'all kind of just answered about, how do y'all feel when people come to you and say, "Yo, y'all are locked in with the Wilsons. We know y'all." How does that make you feel?
Honestly, I think that was one of the first times we've experienced that.
Yeah.
Y'all got one up on me because it ain't never happened to me, and I'm mad.
Our boy Jeremy.
Yeah, because it wasn't just Jeremy; it was a few people on there. Actually, we had a couple from Cayman Islands, and they were like, it's like telling us, hey, they watched our videos, that it helped them out so much, and they were like, if y'all ever come to the Cayman Islands,
don't get a room, call us.
We're
getting a boat out.
We have a boat, and we'll take you out and show you around the island. It was like, okay, nice, okay. But now that was the first time we've had that with those videos, and it was at first, because I'm always cautious of people. So when it happened the first time, I was like, okay. But then it kept happening on that particular cruise, and it was like, oh wow, okay, so people are watching our content, they are getting valuable information. So it was a nice feeling to know that we had provided something that helped people to get ready to, because a lot of that we didn't have, it was just going from our own experience.
There was a lot of misperceptions, misconceptions about being on Virgin that we constantly heard from people. It's like, okay, so
are y'all swingers?
Now that everybody's gone, was it swinging on the cruise or whatnot? I was like, brother, it's everywhere you go on any cruise ship if you're looking for it. From what I've seen, what I've heard, but no, never was I approached by anybody directly on anything. So
we were like, people respected you. They respect your space. And that was one of the main things that we kind of wanted people to, after we had gone on the cruise the first time. We did the second time we went, we was like, okay, let's try to, put this, stop this kind of rumor thing from going and stop people from wanting, because people was like, we could tell people want to go, they want to experience it, but then they keep hearing this little nugget over here that from people that haven't even gone on it, or people that just have this idea of, okay, well, everybody says it's this, so it must be that. And we're like, don't let people stop you from experiencing and doing something you want to do because they have their own hangups or their own misconceptions or their own fears.
And hate is real.
So, and that's kind of goes back to that saying what Brian said about just existing in life and not experiencing life. And that's one of the main things we really do want people, especially us, to get out of that frame of mind. Like, live your life, enjoy your life. Don't live your life based on what other people say and other people's expectations, because it's your life. Yep. You only get one.
And I've heard people, they've got all the comments, all the know-how, all the details, and then when you break it down one-on-one, start peeling the onion back, you're like, so how many cruises have you been on? But I've never been on a cruise before. I was like, you know what? Conversation over.
I watched a bunch of YouTube videos. I've heard about it,
Yeah. I'm like, you got all these negatives to tell people about, but then when you get into it, you've never experienced a cruise. And I was telling somebody not too long ago.
What? Oh, no, I knew you was going. Hey, hold up, Brian, because now that Lavisha interrupted you, and I want to clear this up because Meet and I said the Meet and I Cruise 2025 #Virgin, not because of the extra, but because of the bar tab. You don't have to get a drink package. The bar tab, because that drink package on Carnival, I got the drink package. You get 15 drinks a day, but I couldn't get me and Brian a drink. If I get me a drink, I got to wait 5 minutes to get Brian a drink. Which is
let me tell you how bad Virgin was. Not going to put anything out there like that, but we had, $300 bar tab?
Yeah.
And then because we were on the initial selling, the inaugural season of Virgin, we do have another perk that we get every time we sell on Virgin for the bar tab. But we drank every day on that ship. When we got ready to get off that ship, we actually had to buy champagne that she wanted. Mm-hmm. I forgot what I bought, and then a bottle of Moet for our kids as a gift because our daughter was with them. Bought a bottle of 1738, bought a bottle of this, all on the ship because they were like, dude, if you don't use it tonight, it's gone. And we were like, man, as much as we drank, there's no way at the inflated prices of a ship, there's no way we should be able to afford these 4 bottles of liquor. Yeah. But that's how little we spent on our bar tab.
Yeah. Because one thing that we didn't mention, as soon as you get on the ship, you're greeted with a glass of champagne. When they do the sail away, they're at the bar pouring glasses of champagne for everybody to have champagne. You double fist the champagne, and they're just giving you champagne every time you turn around. So,
where did this ship cruise out of? Where was it? Miami or
Miami? Mm-hmm.
Now, Oasis of the Sea. What does it cruise out of?
It goes to different ports. We went out of Miami. Miami. But I know it's going to be going out of New York. It's going to be going out of somewhere else.
I want to go to Virgin. I want to go to Virgin. I ain't worried about falling into the Central Park just yet.
I think you would enjoy it. I think you would enjoy Virgin. And I tell people, I was like, just try it. At least one time. Just try it.
And that was the cool thing about Virgin. We saw 80-year-olds on there with their grandkids in the club.
Oh, yeah.
People just enjoying their lives. There's swing sets, seesaws, arcades on the ship.
You can't say swing sets now.
No, seesaws. and that's the thing about the ship. The way the ship is set up and designed, it's like for you to like feel like a big kid. Yep. Like they have the arcade, the old school arcade games, Pac-Man and all that. You go in there, you can play all that stuff for free. There's no upcharge. There's no charge for any of that. So it's like this. Somebody said to us that ship is for the kid at heart and those that just want to just enjoy their lives.
Yeah, it's the first ship I've ever seen with a tattoo and a piercing parlor on it.
I ain't gonna even say nothing. Hey, I gotta acknowledge this crazy ass comment by Anwar.
That's what I was laughing at.
I'm gonna say Anwar. I ain't putting no pineapples on my door. I didn't put nothing on my door. Matter of fact, hey y'all, I was on a 4-day cruise. I didn't even take my mail out the mailbox. I was like, man, whatever. I was in my room like 2:30 in the morning, going to sleep, getting up, missing all the events. Man, I ain't had to decorate no door. I ain't put no pineapples. Y'all got to Google pineapples on your door on a cruise. I ain't put no. Didn't nobody go to my room. I barely found my room. So didn't nobody else.
Upside down pineapple.
Yeah, no upside down.
I ain't had no kind of pineapple. I didn't even know what to buy a pineapple. Well, I guess I could have got it from the buffet. Hey, but man, I want to, and I do have, but I don't want to go too much longer. I want to make sure, but I may have to have y'all for another pop-up visit or something. There was a couple other questions.
Believe it or not, this was not nearly as long as I thought it would be. It doesn't feel nearly as long as I thought it would.
That's because it's an experience, baby. This ain't no YouTube channel. This is an experience, bro. Well, you want to keep going? No, I'm kidding. You know, I think I'm starting to get accustomed to these short lives because I was over here. We were at 52 minutes. I was like, oh my God, I feel like I've been talking forever. Terry, you never been on a cruise ship? You should go, man. Don't take no pineapples, though, bro. Don't take no fruit, cherries, oranges, pineapples. They might change the rules. Don't take nothing, man. I think I will end the live with this, and then I'll let y'all do your closing comments. I'll do mine. But before I do that, I'm gonna do that at the end. I'm gonna do that at the end. Hey, see, they telling y'all run while you can, but I do want to do something real quick. Now I'm gonna ask this question then. So individually, y'all, what has been your greatest accomplishments? And we're about to close this out in the next few minutes, but I do want to do something very special that's put on my heart. What has been y'all greatest accomplishments, individually and as a couple?
One of my greatest accomplishments is raising my kids, having my kids, raising my kids, being there for my kids, them knowing they can count on us. I think that's one of my biggest accomplishments. The work, that type of stuff is going to come. And little things that I've heard from some people, like my boss told me one day, say, yeah, I cannot teach people how to work. And I know with you, even if you don't fully know something, you're going to figure it out. You're going to do the research to figure out what needs to be done, how to do what not. So little things like that, I think, are just my personal, two of my personal things.
Mm-hmm. And I'm laughing because Camille is standing at the door raising her hand when you said, what is your greatest accomplishment? And she raised her hand. And I have to say, yes, that is true. And I'm going to just, tag on to what Brian said. Yeah, that is one of my biggest accomplishment is raising well-rounded kids, mm-hmm. Open-minded kids, driven kids, kids that, well, I'm saying kids, but one kid and two adults, seeing the two adults in their adult life and them coming back and saying thank you for the way that we raised them, for how being stern with them when we needed to be stern with them, giving them this sense of, wholeness, but also giving them the room to grow and become their own individual people, and hearing them out. And that's one of the best feelings, because, you know, I always say we raised our kids. We always wanted our house. And my biggest thing was I always want my home to be a place of solitude, a place of safety. And I always wanted my kids to feel like if the world is burning down around them, they're safe in their home. They're safe here with me and their dad. They always have a place here with us, and they can always come to us with anything. That's just the biggest accomplishment, I think, for us both, is, you know, the reflection. Our kids are a reflection of us and how we raise them. And personally, for me, you know, one of the biggest accomplishments for me in my personal life is actually completing school and getting my master's degree. And the reason I say that is because something that I don't talk about often, or that I haven't shared, is even in my, how do I say this? In my young adulthood, where I came from, the schools that I was in, people counted me out. And one of the biggest motivators for me is somebody telling me what I can't do, or telling me I shouldn't do something, or I can't have something. And that has been the biggest accomplishment for me, because I know I had my high school guidance counselor basically said, no, you won't go to college, you won't do this, or you won't do that. And so my biggest thing for me was that I could show you better than I can tell you. And I did.
Yep. Cool.
And I think that's pretty much it.
Wow, man. You held it together, sister. I thought you was about to crumble like one of them cookies, but you held it together. Nah. And, you know, I love how both of y'all as parents said, you know, raising our kids. And I want to thank, we got 16 real homies in here, y'all. And I'm going to save that for my closing comments. But I love what y'all just said. You know, our accomplishments individually was raising our kids. And then Lavisha took it a step further. And there are so many people out there that tell us we can't. I think I did a short, and I wasn't a short. I did matter of fact, one of my intros say that. And I may end this live stream with that intro. I don't know if I pulled it up into the StreamYard. I may have to do it separately. But every day that I wake up, I walk into the bathroom and I do two things. I use the restroom, and then once I finish, three things. I wash my hands, and then I look in the mirror and say, today I can. I won't be denied. Can't nobody tell me I can't. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And I'm looking here, and we got, Meet and I said this was a great conversation. We got my girl Terrell in here, who's just finished a couple of different R&B music videos. She's an R&B singer. Last time I checked, she was number 5 on the UK charts. She did a song with Ray Parker Jr., and she was a guest on the Point Blank Experience. Make sure y'all check her out. Much love for her.
You said Ray Parker Jr.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the GOAT right there when it comes to money, passive income. Ray Parker Jr.
Ray
is the man.
Parker Jr.
People don't think about Ray Parker Jr.
And I would play, but she came on for our interview and she sung her hit, Nothing But a Vibe. And then she blended in on Rod's show. And I was like, that's the remix. That's the remix. I can't play it because I got a copyright claim when I played it the last time. But that's my sister. Y'all know her. We got Miss Sharon Gehring in the house. Hey, at the Point Break Experience, what's going on? Excellent interview. Thank you. Great answer. Thank y'all so much. Black YouTube shirts are so fire to me. Always wear your merch. Yes. You know, and I'm going to tell y'all, and I need to call Anwar, and I can't announce what I want to announce until I talk to him and meet. But they did all the shirts that I wore at the Meeting Our Cruise, man. And I've been rocking mine. Don't y'all tell nobody. I washed the damn things. Now, don't y'all be over here tripping. It's hot out here, so I ain't wore the black one. And I don't want to get the white one dirty, but I've been rocking that gray one. And they did one for Point Blank Finance, the Point Blank Experience, Point Blank Travel. And yo, the quality, man. 18 real homies in the crib, high chat, man. And I'm going to tell you something. The way I'm going to end this here before we do our closing comments, man, and it's crazy, y'all. Man. Hey, panelist family. Hey, songstress. I'm telling you, man, it ain't nothing but a vibe. Ooh. Matter of fact, I'm going to play that on my next. Man, I'm sorry. Sometimes,
You have to check it out.
I get lost in my own words. I can't play it. Last time I tried to play it, I got a copyright claim. Like, how the hell is she on my channel? And I'm getting a copyright claim. She on the damn channel, YouTube. Are y'all tripping? Had made me take it out.
Right. I want to say something real quick before you make a statement.
Yeah.
When you were just talking about YouTube shirts, and if I didn't learn anything else, which I know I learned a lot more on this cruise, on Meet Nice Group Cruise, I learned advertise, promote yourself. I'm going to say that is the biggest takeaway I took from everybody on that cruise is advertise and promote yourself.
Yep. Get your name out there.
Hey, y'all, I walked in the Cracker Barrel today, and I wasn't even paying attention. I had my Point Blank Travel subscribe with the little YouTube emblem that Meeting I created. And I was at the little hostess or whatever you call it, the little desk where you get your seat. And I was like, yeah, I want to eat. And he was like, party? I said, yeah, party or two. I mean, hell, don't you see me and this other person here? I mean, he said, hey, dude, you're on YouTube. I'm like, yeah, I am, man. That's why I got to put my shades on, man, because I'm trying to be low-key right now. And he was like, oh, man, are you that big? Hell yeah, I'm that big. So, you know what I mean? I'm telling you, man, you don't even know who be looking, y'all. 19 real homies in the crib. And y'all, and while I got 19 real homies in the crib, I do want to do something right now. And I wanted to wait until a certain moment. Once I do this here, I'm going to go through the comments. I'm going to let Locked In with the Wilsons do their closing comments. I'll do my closing comments. But I do want to take right now, let me see how I got to do this, man. Let me take this comment down. And let me pull this up. And I got to do it a certain way. Yep. Right now, where I got 19 real homies in the crib. And I want to make sure y'all can see what I'm seeing. I do want to take a moment of silence. This is Brian's father, Mr. WCW, Wayne Calvin Wilson. Brian did a video and he was just getting, they made a vow to go hard on YouTube in 2023. And he woke up, and on the morning of his father's birthday, he had a stroke and he lost his father. So right now, I just want to take a moment of silence. No solitude moment. People don't say funerals anymore. They say homegoing. So I just want to pay tribute and blessings and show honor to his father, because what I'm seeing is this man created a son that has motivated and inspired me, a loving husband, a loving father. So I do want to take the time out, just a moment of silence. And we're back.
I appreciate that, Rod. Definitely appreciate that. A lot of the stuff that she was talking about with me, I think it comes from him. I know one of the things that he taught me is if it comes to a service, you never are supposed to pay for anything more than once in your house. You should sit there, figure out what they're doing, ask as many questions as you can. If you choose to pay for it again, but something as simple as fixing a ceiling fan or a light, you shouldn't have to pay somebody to do that one time because you learn while you're sitting there doing it. And I think that's one of the biggest things I took from my dad. Always figure out how to do something, how to fix something, take it apart, or whatever. So, yeah, that he didn't. The stroke didn't come on his birthday. I do want to clear that up. The stroke came. We put out a video. What was that video that morning?
Disney.
Yeah, our Disney video. We put that out. Came back from the store and got a phone call from my mom. Said he had a stroke, and they were trying to get him back and forth to the hospital, to different hospitals. And then, I went down there for 2 weeks with him in the hospital, and the doctors told us that it was a major stroke, and people rarely recover from it. And I was thinking, the exact worst. And then I got in there and he was like, "Who's playing in the Super Bowl?" I was like, "Huh?" I said, "Well, you got 2 weeks, 3 weeks before the Super Bowl. You be good, man. Let's just rest, get ready, do what we need to do to get you out of here." I said, "Do you even know who's playing in the Super Bowl?" "I know it's 2 black quarterbacks." I was like, "Okay, your memory ain't gone that bad." So yeah, I do, and I definitely appreciate the time that I got to go down and spend with him during that time, because you don't really miss what you got until it's gone. And we talked about it on our way home from coming home from that funeral. It was like, we know we would have got at least 2 phone calls, one letting us know that we should have been about halfway home at a certain time. Then another one saying, y'all should be pulling into the driveway right now. So he's always going to pick up the phone and call everybody and check up on his family. So I do love that about him. And I want to give a shout out to Meet and Anwar, for us we had gone to Meet and Anwar, met them at their house in December before Christmas, before we went on the Virgin Cruise. But when my dad passed, and I get up, the building was packed. There was standing room only around that building. And then when I got up to give comments, and the first people I saw was Meet and Anwar standing back there, I was like, wow, this is amazing, especially for them to be her cousin, that they didn't know each other 2 years ago, that type of thing. And to see them at my dad's homegoing experience. So I definitely want to thank them for their support, not only with that, but pushing out our channel, putting us out there and constantly motivating us, trying to get outside. So definitely appreciate Meet and Anwar for everything that they've done.
And I'll say this, Brian, and I thought about it after I said it, because I know Anwar Meet was asking for prayers from not only the Alliance but their entire community. But I know, and I'm gonna say this here, and I'm gonna get off this. But when my father passed in March, and the last words we had, he was like, "Hey son, give me 2 weeks. I'm gonna be sharp as a tack. Give me 2 weeks." I said, "Man, I ain't worried about that. Don't put no time limit on it.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you're sharp." And that was it. But I say that to say we need to love while we can, ladies and gentlemen. We need to love while we can. You never know. We're all on borrowed time, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. We're all on borrowed time, and there are people out here that are changing people's lives. Whether it's the Anwar and the Meats, whether it's the Locked In with the Wilsons, whether it's Sharon Gary, Terrell with her music, whether it's
PB.
I'm humble. I don't give myself any credit, but we're changing lives, man, and let's keep doing this. With that being said, y'all, I'm gonna let y'all do y'all closing comments, and then I'll do my closing comments, and we'll go from there.
Well, definitely want to, from my perspective, thank everybody for coming in here. Thank you, Rod, for at least extending this invitation to us. I actually kicked it with Rod a lot on this cruise. We've reached out, talked to Rod since we've been off the cruise a couple of times. Just thank everybody for their support of us in the YouTube journey. It's a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of money, a lot of energy going into editing the videos. And a lot of people told me, said, well, what you don't want to do is get into the habit of feeling like you're not ready to release a video. Start just dropping the videos. But one of the things I do is try and pride myself on putting out a quality video. And, one day we feel because of the way we are growing, we didn't start this channel in the pandemic when people were at home subscribing to everything and watching all day long. We know that we're going to hit that point at some point, and hopefully all this will pay off. And we've seen the value in, people telling us how much they appreciate it, how much they've learned, how much they were prepared for a cruise because of watching our videos. So we definitely thank everybody, and we love the interaction we've had with everybody from the Alliance, Tripping with me, Tripping with Dre and Michelle, Edna's World, Evolving with Etta. Don't name drop. Yeah, we'll forget everybody. Yeah, we definitely appreciate it. So I'll turn it over to
I just want to just say ditto to everything you said, and the fact that the community that's been built and that we're still continuing to build, the strong community, the presence of all of us in any industry, in any area that we're in, we're stronger together than we are apart. And the more we build, the more we grow, reach back, help somebody else along. Because the main thing that everybody said in that YouTube forum was when they started, they didn't have anybody to help them or anybody. So just wherever we are, wherever we're at, let's continue to help anybody else, welcome people in. Like we said, just be that light, be that source for somebody else. And everybody just keep doing the best you can, give the best you can, but at the same time, take your breaks when you need your breaks.
Yeah, definitely.
It's going to be here. YouTube is going to be here, because the one thing I will say about us when that, had happened, when that happened with his dad, when we lost his dad, we took a good solid 3-month break, maybe a little bit more. But when we came back to seem like a stronger community. Our numbers started growing, but not just the number, the people that we connected with. And that's what I love about what we're doing is we're building our own communities, and in a new way, in a different way, versus us moving in the neighborhood. And I may have more people that I talk to on a daily basis in these YouTube streets than I do on my own street. And that says a lot about the community that we're building with each other. And we got to continue to grow, continue to build, and continue to make our presence known on YouTube. Because one thing that I think we all can agree on is that, like we said, and let's just be honest, you got some of this stuff out here that's just nonsense that has millions of subscribers doing all this, putting out. And I think I can safely say all of us are putting out value.
Yeah.
We're putting out value, and no matter what way we're doing it, we're all putting out something that helps somebody, or that feeds into somebody, that inspires somebody else with value. And I just want to continue to see all of us grow.
With that being said, get out, stop existing in life, start experiencing life.
And whatever that means for you.
And get locked in.
With the Wilsons. Stay locked in.
Don't be like Rod. Don't not know what locked in means. It means they got locked in with them. So I do have one last question for y'all. It's a short question, and it's a yes or no answer. Was this an experience?
It definitely was.
It was. Yes, it was.
We appreciate you more than you know, Rod.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having us. And it really is. It's humbling, and it is, we can't thank people enough. When somebody, ask us to do it, like, just interview us? Who are we?
Yeah.
Like,
or look at other.
This was a great experience. I love learning even more. Brian and LaLa are real family. Yes, they are. And I'm gonna go through these comments and I'm gonna do my closing remarks. But I'm not gonna put me on the screen by myself. I'm gonna keep them up here. Terrell, thank you, because she said Anwar. I gotta pull it back up. She said, "Keep being amazing, meeting Anwar." Terrell, thank you. This was amazing. You're welcome, meeting I. Claps, yes, excellent closing remarks. Most of the times when I end a live stream on this channel, when I do an interview, you pretty much gonna hear the same thing initially. Tonight, not only did we witness Black excellence, we witnessed excellence. The knowledge, the ingenuity, the thought process, the mentality. Not only the words, the spirituality, the love that's behind the people that continuously come on this channel. And tonight, Brian and LaVisha didn't bring anything any different. This couple right here caught my attention. I actually reached out to them prior to the meeting, our cruise, and schedule conflicts kept happening. Then when we got back, I know LaVisha got sick, and I think Brian was a little under the weather, but it doesn't matter. Tonight, we made it happen.
Yep.
There is so much talent out here in these YouTube streets, and regardless of what you want to watch, what floats your boat. If you want to watch mukbangs, if you want to watch this, but I do challenge everyone while you're watching your favorite content creator, tune in to people. It could be an individual, it could be a male, female, it could be a couple, it could be two friends. Tune into people that are providing valuable information. With all that being said, as I end each and every live stream, shoot for the moon. If you don't make it, you will be amongst the stars. I guarantee you, I will keep bringing you more heat, more fire, more importantly, more knowledge. And again, the passcode for success on any of my channels is 247365. Stay grinding 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and I guarantee you, you will succeed. With that being said, I'm gonna get ready to play my outro. If y'all could just hang in there for a few minutes, y'all. I'm only gonna play probably 30 seconds of this, and I'm gonna go ahead and end this. And before I go, I am gonna put the passcode up here, and I'm gonna take them off. I'm gonna mute their mic, probably mute my mic. Y'all can hang out 1 second, LaVisha and Brian, half a second, man. Again, the passcode, and I'm gonna go through the comments before I pull up what I want to do here, in case y'all didn't know what I was talking about. Oh man, it's a lot going on back here. Here we go. Passcode to success is 247365, and there you have the Points Blank Network logo in the middle. You have Points Blank Travel to the left, the Points Blank Experience, followed by Points Blank Finance, Points Blank Clips. I'm going to pull up these comments, make sure I didn't miss anything. And we're about to raise up out of this thing, yo. And I'm going to pull up the comments. Brian, don't get thirsty. All hearts and minds clear. I love me tonight. Let there be one, right? The doors of the church are now open. Minister Rod 247. Yo, Rod is awesome. Thank you so much, man. Much love, y'all. These kind words. And we're going to get ready to get good night. I'm going to get ready to play the close out. And we're going to get ready to raise up out of here, man. I want to thank each and every one of y'all. Do me a favor. Have a blessed and prosperous week. And until the next time, you best believe I'm coming at y'all real soon. Real soon. Yeah, I just want y'all to listen to this here and think about this real quick. Much love, y'all.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test, expect nothing less, you check as I'm chess, what's happening next, He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession, all in his possession. You got their attention, I'll leave an impression and take a redemption. Just kill, no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they drive the chains, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off, I'ma break off